So, why is Brian Cashman running interference for Hal Steinbrenner? Let's get into it. I mean, generally, with baseball owners, you'll get some direct answers for the most part, but when you see them talk, now this one reason that George Steinbrenner was so unique and special because he was an open book and he told you like it is, whether it was good or bad. And did he make the best moves all the time? No, but you knew that he loved this team. You knew that he hated losing more than he loved winning. He openly admitted that. So, and yeah, he rubbed some people the wrong way, but he was beloved by a good chunk, of, if not the majority, of Yankee fans. And again, that's the type of owner that's loved and appreciated and revered in New York, right? Look how many people love Steve Cohen right now for the Mets. He's openly spending, bold. It's not always working right now. He's also learning about this stuff as we speak too. So, but people appreciate his efforts, and that's what George Steinbrenner did a lot too. And his son, not so much. A lot of fans, feel like and that they're running a hedge fund there to line up house pockets, and with the with the profit margins that keep growing and growing and growing, and the more they're essentially extracting money from fans for membership subscriptions and all this other stuff, it's really hard to defend for him. So, and that's why Brian Cashman is there as well, to not only line their pockets heavily, but to run interference for Hal Steinbrenner, who doesn't come on and speak to people and have bold conversations like his dad did. So, and he just won't answer Hal question. I'll give you open questions, and I'll give you one example. We're talking about Josh Donaldson right now, and you're getting these kind of cryptic responses from Brian Cashman because Hal Steinbrenner is not going to say, and we don't know, or we don't think at least, that he's looking for, and I personally think they're looking for a reason to justify at some point moving on from Josh Donaldson. They're looking for a reason that they can sell to the fans rather than saying, look, Oswald Peraza is probably a better option right now. We can eat the money and bring up Peraza. And we're going to pay the salary one way or the other. So why not just get better production from Oswald Peraza here? Why not do it? He says he might retire at the end of the season. Bottom line, we're paying him every cent of the dollar anyway. So what the hell's the difference? Right? Not going to trade him. He doesn't have trade value. And as much as we'd like to, who's going to eat some of that contract when we can just DFA him and they can get him on the cheap when he gets released? So he's not going to say these things, but these are things that fans know. These are things that we talk about, right? And this is where Cashman comes in with these answers that frustrate a lot of fans, but he's doing what Hal wants. He's becoming his mega mouth, his microphone. And again, he's not great at it, so he takes a lot of heat. A lot of heat, a lot of hate, and a lot of heat. And again, Hal gets off, essentially scot-free a lot. And he avoids, for the most part, talking to people. So, that's one reason why Cashman is there, not only to essentially keep them competitive, keep them in the playoffs every year, because every time you get deeper in the playoffs, they make more money. So, and with the goal of eventually winning a World Series, but doing just enough to get them there, rather than pulling a Steve Cohen for you and just spending. You know what I mean? That's why Hal brings up stuff like, exceeding the payroll. We're not sure this and that. And then on one end, he says, well, people want the stars here and the big players, and this is New York. So don't be surprised if we do this. Don't be surprised if we do that. He says just enough to keep you in, keep you hooked in, right? While Cashman absorbs the kicks and the punches and everything else. So to me, it's frustrating. But again, that's the way that they're doing things right now. And as a Yankee fan, that's very, very frustrating. So, but you're not going to see owners or GMs or even managers openly trash their own players. So that's just completely inappropriate, completely classless. So they don't do it. George Steinbrenner was a rarity. He did it on occasion, calling Hideki Rob a fat pussy toad, like stuff like that. And it drew some eyebrows, right? People are like, what? But these are things that 20 years later, you don't forget. You don't forget. So that's what made George George. And Hal, on the other hand, you just don't know what the hell you know what you're going to get. They're spending enough, but again, they're spending enough, and there must be some kind of threshold. And I don't know. I can't confirm this, but we'll spend enough as long as they keep being wildly profitable. As long as the profit margins are going up higher than our spending or something, then just keep spending. But I understand this threshold was named at Steve Cohen because of the insane spending, and he's living proof that having a $360 million payroll does not guarantee a championship. So neither does this 291 that the Yankees have. So, and again, this is a job task left for Brian Cashman now to find out how to reconstruct this team in a way that not only lines Hal's pockets, but makes the fan base happy too. It makes the team better. We care more that the team gets better, right? Hal sounds like he cares more if his pockets are lined more rather than the team getting better. Even though the better the team, the more money you're going to make. That doesn't seem to be the logic that they use on the top end of the Yankees hierarchy. But as frustrating as it is, that seems to be the reality. I want to know what you think, okay? Let's talk about this. Let's get into this. This type of conversation I want to have a little bit more often with you fans. So not only we do this stuff on the live streams, which we'll have one on Saturday night, members live stream, and it'll be fun to discuss. So if you're not subscribed to this channel and you enjoy this type of stuff, please do. Please don't leave without subscribing. I hope that you do. And if you enjoy the content, hit the thumbs up. It's really helpful to the videos on the channel as well. So on members, obviously, thank you the best. But now, let's get into tonight's lineup. We got Bear, Luis Castillo on the mound tonight. He's very likely going to be similar to what Garrett Cole did last night. So as long as the Yankees can jump on him early, they might be able to win this one. Let's talk about this lineup. So leading off, we got Jake Bauers. Batting second, Gleyber Torres at second base. Bauers in right field. Willie Calhoun's batting third at DH, so Stanton's getting a day off. Anthony Rizzo's batting cleanup at first base. Josh Johnson's batting fifth at third base. Harrison Bader batting sixth in center field. Billy McKinney's batting seventh in left field. Kyle Higashioka's at the dish batting eighth. Anthony Volpe batting ninth at shortstop, and on the mound, Johnny Brito. Okay, the reason why it's not Randy Vasquez is number one, he pitched last night, so he's not available, but he's also within that 15-day period where he hadn't exceeded the 15 days to be eligible to be recalled anyway. So, 2 reasons. And they optioned Matt Crook last night to make room for Johnny Brito today. Don't be surprised if they option Johnny Brito after this start, too. So, these are the types of moves that you might as well keep him up here if you're not going to use another starting pitcher. But usually they'll try to option a guy like that and try to get another reliever, another fresh arm. But we'll see what the Yankees do. But that's the lineup against the Seattle Mariners tonight. Upstart Mariners, and they're a pretty good team. I was really happy that Cole dominated them last night. Really, really happy to see. But today's topic, I wanted to talk about, why Cashman running interference for Hal. And again, I wish he wouldn't do it because they're generally not on the same page. I mean, I think if Cashman had the choice, he would have DFA'd Donaldson already. But this seems to be Hal's call. So, and I think it's. A couple other times, I think, like Cashman was not on the same page with Hal when it came to Aaron Judge, the extension. So there were a couple times where it became apparent that he wasn't on the same page. So I'm really curious to see what they do here, what types of moves they make or don't make at the trade deadline. And it's going to be really, really revealing. But at some point, I hope this thing comes out and just hits ahead and this all gets out in the open. So we don't know what the hell's going on. But he's definitely, I think he's running interference for him. Let me know whether you agree or not. Load up those comments, gang, and we'll talk tonight for the post game. See y'all later.